think that would be very premature. Maybe I'm not understanding what you were requesting.
No, I just would like to get an overview of, we have been discussing based on what, the options are that we have seen, but you came up with other ways, and I'm very unclear about what are really the options. We had Lisa talking to us, but we don't really have a full understanding of what really is. I don't want it to go by what we think. I want it to go by expert advice on really what is available, rather than just going to, something that is out there that we can think this will help or this will not help. Because I think it's a very complex thing. So that if we have experts coming in, and have the DOE come in, have more experts come in, I think that would be more helpful to explain the situation so that we can have more of more informed, be more informed, have more,
No, I think I understand generally what you're saying. I would like us to discuss this and really flesh it out in a business meeting where we can speak on it at length and identify a range of experts and or...
Point of order. Point of order. Conversation needs to be all directed to the president, in regards to the chair.
I can't really... Okay, so I'm not supposed to address Tatiana? Okay, so I would request that we flesh this out at length in a business meeting and establish what it is that we're looking for, continue the conversation that we began at our last business meeting, which would be really the second in-depth conversation that we had as a full council on this issue, and then possibly invite a range of people to come in and talk to us about it.
Yeah, and I would like also, we had our business meeting having Lisa there, but a lot of the people have, the conversation has changed, and there are a lot more people involved that have not been able to hear her out or hear. So yes, I would like to have, I will make a motion to talk about this at a business meeting, but this is an interest that I have, having more expert. Yeah, and on the DOE to come, yes. Oh, that's do a formal presentation, yes. I make a motion to...
I think that would be very premature. Maybe I'm not understanding what you were requesting.
No, I just would like to get an overview of, we have been discussing based on what, the options are that we have seen, but you came up with other ways, and I'm very unclear about what are really the options. We had Lisa talking to us, but we don't really have a full understanding of what really is. I don't want it to go by what we think. I want it to go by expert advice on really what is available, rather than just going to, something that is out there that we can think this will help or this will not help. Because I think it's a very complex thing. So that if we have experts coming in, and have the DOE come in, have more experts come in, I think that would be more helpful to explain the situation so that we can have more of more informed, be more informed, have more,
No, I think I understand generally what you're saying. I would like us to discuss this and really flesh it out in a business meeting where we can speak on it at length and identify a range of experts and or...
Point of order. Point of order. Conversation needs to be all directed to the president, in regards to the chair.
I can't really... Okay, so I'm not supposed to address Tatiana? Okay, so I would request that we flesh this out at length in a business meeting and establish what it is that we're looking for, continue the conversation that we began at our last business meeting, which would be really the second in-depth conversation that we had as a full council on this issue, and then possibly invite a range of people to come in and talk to us about it.
Yeah, and I would like would like also, like, we had our business meeting having Lisa there, but a lot of the people have, you know, the conversation has changed and there are a lot more people involved that have not been able to hear her out or hear. So yes, I would like to have, I will make a motion to talk about this at a business meeting, you know, but this is an interest that I have, having more.
Welcome to the three-ring circus.
Yeah, and on the DOE to come, yes. Oh, that's do a formal presentation, yes. I make a motion to ask, to discuss, to get expert advice on choice from a wide array of sources, including the DOE, and hopefully also Lisa.
But I would urge us to just avail ourselves of our next business meeting to discuss what exactly it is that we would be looking to get from it, identify some good potential speakers or people who could give us information, as well as we have not talked about any kind of timeline. What are the questions and issues that are driving this proposal? We've had about 2 in-depth discussions as a whole council on this. And it seems that to invite experts in to discuss it before we've even had a chance to really thrash it out ourselves is maybe premature.
I think I guess I didn't make the link. This whole issue for me has brought to the fore that there are a lot of schools that are not performing.
We have
So this has brought to the fore there are a lot of schools that are not performing very well, and there are even the schools that are like priority schools, like even 132, you know, where they have such a huge population of ELs, and you know, not really for those families having that many options when all the ELs only pass 10% of them pass. You know, that's a really big issue. So what happens to those families who don't have any option but to go to that school, for example? So that, for me, that's linked. There needs to be something done. And then the other issue that came up was that, well, there are not that many options in the part of the district. There are not that many options. So why I'm asking is because I think that both things in a way are together, you know, because we want our parents to be more informed about their schools, and that's why I want a presentation from the superintendent on quality, on reviewing the schools, what makes a good school, and then also if you are in a school that is performing poorly, even though it's perceived by your peers and your families that it's a good school, what are your options? So, and what can we do? And it could be that we can, you know, push to have more option schools in our part, but I would love to have more experts coming in to talk about what can we do in the district to improve options for those families who are in a performing school that is not optimal. So that's why I'm asking both things.
So I agree with both concerns 100%. I mean, the issue of student performance and school quality is central to all of our concerns. Having high quality education for all of our children is the reason that we all sit here tonight. I know we are united in this. And I think that continuing this conversation and having some kind of a meeting where experts, whether they're from the DOE or elsewhere, come in is a great idea. I just reiterate that it's, at this point, premature. This is one of the more extensive conversations that we have ever had about this issue. I would like us to, at the next business meeting, we can move to have that meeting and that conference, and we may even decide to expand it and make it something that's a town hall. But can we not make this decision and just sort of say we're going to do this right in the middle of a public meeting? Wouldn't this be best to be something that we discuss, or let's discuss it? So for example, I think it would be really great to have an expert come in who would talk to us about how standardized tests are used to create grades that punish schools, and that the DOE wants to close down schools, and they want to do that because of a certain agenda that they have, and how that is tied into the concept of choice and the market-based system. We could do that as well. But I would like to have that conversation in greater depth at a business meeting where we can really thrash out those issues. That is all that I'm asking. I'm not opposed to the idea. I like the idea a lot. But I just think we should have a more in-depth conversation around a table at a business meeting where it is not, necessarily this formal. And to continue with, I would be completely in favor of this idea.
Well, we actually did have Lisa come in and speak to us, and we spoke to her for like a few hours. The parents have a lot of questions, so I'm not totally opposed to the DOE coming in and answering all the questions that we have and that parents have. So there's questions that only the DOE can give us. So in order for us to keep discussing this, we need to have answers to those questions. Like, how much is it going to cost, the busing? The pros and cons, we need to get answers to those questions. So unless we have answers to certain questions, we're just going to keep going around us just discussing the topic.
Well, do you want me to respond?
No, that's just my point of view on what it is, because there's a lot of questions, a lot of parents have a lot of questions, there's technical questions that only the DOE can answer because they're the only ones that are going to put them in place. Like, what's the percentages of kids that are going to, maybe travel a certain amount of time, miles? How much the bus is going to cost? Like, they do this all the time. They're the only ones that can answer those questions for us. So I would think if we're going to really inform the public and we're really going to inform ourselves before making a decision, then we need to get all of those questions answered from the DOE. That's what I'm thinking. And from everybody else, because what else are we going to do? We're just going to discuss it ourselves. We don't have the answer to the questions.
How do you bring this up?
So I am in agreement with bringing a presentation from Portfolio so that we can have answers to those questions and we not fighting each other just on rhetoric, but we're actually discussing the pros and cons with concrete answers.
May I say something?
And just 2 more minutes, one more question, and then we'll go.
Oh, so I just want to say that doesn't, just for clarification and even to the public, just by inviting the DOE doesn't mean that we're asking them to make choice or that, I don't think that is the feeling of the public that they want to have, portion of the public made it clear that they did not want to have choice, but that was also based on the presentations and what that were done and what probably friends said or what they think. And I think it would be better for us, since this was open, to really get expert advice, just more knowledge about what can be done. What as parents, what kind of options do we really have? And it could very well be that this path will give more options or will not give us more options. So, but we really need to analyze in depth, based on facts. And I just think that there are a lot of things that are, not clear, at least not on my part. So that's basically why I'm asking.